Hello and welcome to another episode of Train Lee Installs. For this I am reviewing a locomotive that I just recently finished up installing a Zimo MS990L series decoder in and a pulsed smoke generator. I am using a custom sound project that was in-house developed for the locomotives, and it uses I think if I remember correctly, the Denver and Rio Grande whistles from one of the Mikados that they happen to have. As typical with most of my sound projects, I've sort of standardized. I use F8 to turn on the sound, and then F0 turns on the headlights. There it goes. When you turn on the headlights, the dynamo will, or the steam generator will spool up and hum quietly in the background. And then, of course, F1 is the bell. F2 is I have for a short whistle. F3 is a long whistle. F4 is what's referenced as the shunting mode, and what this does is it reduces the momentum and also limits the top speed of the locomotive. And then F5, this is kind of fun. You can't really see it in the video per se, but when you turn on the headlights, the cab light comes on. And what I've done for this is I've allowed the function of the cab light to be turned on or off independently. So when the cab light is on, I can press F5. This turns off the cab light. Now, if you didn't turn on the headlights and you want just the cab light on, you can just press F5, and again this turns on the cab light without the headlights. F6 turns on the smoke, and I already have it kind of smoking a little bit, so I'll back it up a little bit here. I'll move it forward and back it up. Bring it back forward again into our screen. A little bit of smoke spools out for a little while with it just sitting and idling. Number F6 is the cylinder valves, or I'm sorry, F7. And what that does is that would be draining the extra water buildup in the cylinders, and it happens more traditionally when it's moving. F9 is a flange squeal, and it only plays with the locomotive moving. And then F10, this is the blower to excite the flames in the boiler and get it a little bit hotter. And so what happens is it blows a lot of extra smoke out of there when the smoke generator is operational. And then F11 is your injector. It's injecting water into the boiler. And F12 is your basic air pump. And then you have F13 for shoveling coal sound. F14 is the blowdown sound. And then F15, so when the locomotive comes to a stop after running, the brakes will squeal. F15 allows you to turn that automatic squealing off. And then F16 and 17 are your volume controls, with F16 increasing the volume and F17 decreasing the volume. Now, for these, what I do is that the decoder is mounted in the boiler, and then I usually create I'll mount the decoder on some special standoff post, and the smoke generator, I use a custom designed 3D printed mounting system. And I do this for most of my locomotives that I do the installations with pulsed smoke. They'll have some sort of mounting. I did not do a speaker box for this one, as the speaker is buried inside the boiler with the decoder and the smoke generator. So this is a relatively quick review of this, another Mikado that I just recently finished converting. Thanks for watching. This is Trainly Installs, and I'm Christine McNary.